There comes a point in every man's life when he realizes that being good is not enough. You can be kind, respectful, loyal, and still be overlooked, disrespected, or even used. That's the harsh reality most men discovered too late. And centuries ago, one man understood this better than most: Niccolo Machiavelli. Not because he hated morality, but because he understood human nature without illusion. Today, we're going to break down Machiavelli's advice to men, not as philosophy, but as a practical guide to survival, power, and control. The nature of people. Machiavelli believed something most people are afraid to admit. People are not inherently good. They are driven by self-interest. They will support you when it benefits them and abandon you when it doesn't. A man who ignores this truth becomes naive, and a naive man is easy to manipulate. So what's the lesson? Don't build your life on blind trust. Observe people. Watch their actions, not their words, because words are cheap, but behavior reveals intention. A strong man understands this. He doesn't hate people, but he never depends on their goodness. Fear versus love. One of Machiavelli's most controversial ideas is this: it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Now, this doesn't mean you should become cruel or abusive. That's a misunderstanding. What it really means is this: respect built on strength lasts longer than affection built on emotion. If people only love you, they will leave when that love fades. But if they respect you, if they know there are consequences for crossing you, they think twice. A man should aim for balance. Be fair but not soft. Be kind but not weak. Because the moment people sense weakness, they test boundaries. And if you fail that test, you lose authority. Control your image. Machiavelli emphasized the importance of perception, not who you are, but how people see you. This is uncomfortable for many men, because we're told to just be yourself. But in reality, your image shapes your opportunities. A man who appears confident is treated differently. A man who appears disciplined is respected. A man who appears weak is ignored. Perception is power. So what should you do? Control what you show. You don't need to reveal your struggles, your doubts, your fears to everyone. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Instead, present strength, present clarity, present control, even when you're still building it inside, because the world reacts to what it sees. Discipline over emotion. Most men fail not because they lack intelligence, but because they lack control. They react emotionally. Anger, jealousy, insecurity. These emotions make you predictable, and predictability makes you weak. Machiavelli believed a man must learn to master himself before he tries to control anything else. When you're angry, pause. When you're insulted, observe. When you're challenged, respond with intention, not impulse. Because a man who cannot control his emotions will always be controlled by others. Real power is quiet. It doesn't scream. It doesn't react blindly. It chooses. Adapt or be destroyed. One of Machiavelli's deepest insights is this: the world changes constantly, and men who refuse to adapt fall behind. What worked yesterday may not work today, so you must become flexible, not in your values, but in your strategy. Sometimes you need to be bold. Sometimes you need to be patient. Sometimes you need to step back to move forward later. Rigid men break. Adaptive men survive. And not just survive, they rise. Avoid being used. Many men are raised to be agreeable, to say yes, to help everyone, to avoid conflict. But this creates a dangerous pattern. People begin to see you as useful, not valuable. There's a difference. A useful man is used, then forgotten. A valuable man is respected
and remembered. Machiavelli would say, never make yourself too accessible. Your time, your energy, your attention, these are assets. Guard them. Say no when necessary. Set boundaries, because a man without boundaries has no power. Choose your battles. Not every fight is worth your energy. This is something many men struggle with. They react to every insult, every disagreement, every challenge. But that's a mistake. Machiavelli understood strategy, and strategy requires selectivity. Sometimes the strongest move is silence. Sometimes the smartest move is walking away. Because real power isn't about proving yourself constantly. It's about knowing when to act and when to ignore. A man who fights everything loses focus. A man who chooses his battles wins the war. Build strength quietly. You don't need to announce your growth. You don't need to prove your plans. In fact, talking too much about your goals can weaken them because it creates an illusion of progress. Machiavelli would advise, work in silence. Improve your skills, strengthen your mind, build your position, and let your results speak. Because when success arrives, it doesn't need explanation. Independence is power. The more you depend on others, the less control you have. This applies to everything: money, emotions, decisions. If you rely on others to feel validated, you lose authority over your own life. A man should aim for independence, not isolation, but self-sufficiency. Be capable of standing alone, because when you don't need anyone, your choices become stronger and your presence becomes more respected. Accept reality, not illusion. This may be the most important lesson. Machiavelli didn't teach men how the world should be. He taught them how it is. And that difference changes everything. If you expect fairness, you will be disappointed. If you expect loyalty without reason, you will be betrayed. If you expect life to reward effort automatically, you will be frustrated. But if you accept reality, you begin to play the game properly. You stop complaining and start positioning. You stop reacting and start planning. And that's where real power begins. At the end of the day, Machiavelli's advice is not about becoming ruthless. It's about becoming aware. Aware of people, aware of yourself, aware of the world you operate in. Because a man who understands reality is not easily shaken, not easily manipulated, not easily broken. He moves with intention, he speaks with purpose, he acts with control. And in a world full of chaos, that kind of man is dangerous, not because he seeks power, but because he knows exactly how to use it. So don't just aim to be a good man, aim to be a man who understands the game and plays it better than anyone.